Hey guys, SukiLock here today, and we're going to be talking about the best blue locker in terms of NEL stats. So how this is going to work is we're going to create the best blue locker in the NEL through all the stats we were given. Let's say it's Charles' 93 stats, Isagi's 88 stats. So the best stats we get from each player, we're going to keep on adding it on. So from lowest overall RU to the highest overall Michel Kaiser, we will just keep on building upon the overall over and over and over until we reach the final grade and see what our final point will be. So first for Jubu RU, we have a speed of 74, defense of 90, 68 in pass, 69 in dribbling, and 79 in shooting, as well as a 76 in offense. This builds his overall and our team into an 80. So our player is not an 80. Now we go to Kiora, who improves our speed to an 82, our offense to an 81, our shooting to an 88. Man, he was good at this, huh? Dribbling to an 83 and passing to an 80. So he overtakes nearly all of RU's stats except for RU's defense, which remains. And this improves our total player overall to an 84. For Shuto Sendo, he improves our offense to an 84 and our speed to an 82. Kiora still keeps the shooting, dribbling, and passing feats, and RU is still there for dribbling. RU is still there for defense. And Shuto Sendo bumps us up to an 85. For Jingo Raichi, he ties with RU for defense at a 90, and his pass actually is the one that overtakes Kiora's by 1, as it's now an 81 in passing. And Kiora still has shooting and dribbling, while Sendo has offense and speed. Iki Nico, he just overtakes Raichi's passing, and Raichi and RU are still tied for defense. Meanwhile, Sendo still has speed and offense. Wow, Sendo is actually hanging in there. And even Kiora's hanging in there with shooting and dribbling. So Sendo and Kiora are both hanging in for dear life. RU is just tied with Raichi right now. And our total overall is now an 86. For Ranze Kuono, he just take away everything from Sendo. Goodbye, Sendo. As he gives us a 95 in speed, an 86 in offense, and took away Kiora's dribbling, guys. It's now an 84. And our overall just bumped from an 86 to an 89. Man, Kuono was packing. For such a small man, he was packing good. Meanwhile, Raichi and RU still are tied for defense, Kiora for shooting, and Nico for passing. Kenyu Yukima brings us to finally a 90 overall, as he overtakes the dribbling feats and the offense feats. So now Kiora is just barely alive, and yeah, Nico is barely alive. RU and Raichi are still fighting for dear life to be on the stat board, but yeah, Yukimiya has 2 places, Kuono has 1, Kiora has 1, Nico has 1, and Raichi and RU are still surviving. Now, with IQ and Rail, because I forgot to put Rail's graphics, I don't know what came over me. So Rail brings the passing up to an 89, and IQ brings our defense up to a 93. So we have that now. So that means we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. Now when we add Gen Gagamao, he is tied with IQ for defense. We're still at a 91 overall because he was tied. And actually, he ties with Yukimiya for offense as well. What the heck? He had an 88? So yeah, Yukimiya and Gagamao are both tied for 88 right now. Yukimiya is still the dribbler for the team. Kiora is still the shooter for the team. And Kuono is the speedster, while Rail is the best passer for the team. Now things take an immediate change as we're still at a 91 overall, but our dribbling has gone up from a 91 to a 95 as Yukimiya is leaving the board slowly but surely, as Bachura Megu has taken over the dribbling department with a 95. Shooting is still with Kiora, who is surviving for dear life. Gagamao and IQ are both tied for defense, and Gagamao and Yukimiya are both tied for offense, with Rail and Kuono dominating speeding and pass. Bye-bye Yukimiya and Gagamao, as Yoriichi Isagi, the GOAT, the number 1, has come to overtake the offensive department and has come to tie Kiora in the shooting department. As he finally brings us to a 92 overall, we can finally move on with progress. Kuono still has our speed, Gagamao still has our defense alongside Olivier IQ, 89 pass is still on Rail's hands, and 95 dribbling is still in Bachira's hands. And goodbye Yorichi Isagi, nearly, as Chigori takes over speed, so goodbye Kuono from the stat book. He takes a 95 in offense and an 88 in shooting, and a 95 in dribbling. Bull took over, actually sorry, he has a 93 in dribbling, so Bachira still takes over. But he brought us from a 92 to a 93. Chigori was packing in these stats, bro. But yeah, Chigori has really improved us great time, as he is dominating 3 of the 6 stats we have. So IQ and Gagamao are both still with the 93 overall. 89 pass is still with Rail. 95 dribbling is still with Bachira. Chigori is tied with Isagi and Kiora, all for 88 shooting. Offense is in Chigori's hands completely, as well as speed. And now things take another change, as his boyfriend Rensuke Kunagami, emo Noah boy, has improved us from a 93 to a 94. I like that we keep on growing. So Kunagami has taken over Kunagami has taken over shooting with a 95. Bachira is still there with a 95 in dribbling. Rail has an 89 in passing. So yeah, Isagi, Kiora, and Chigori all lost the shooting thing. So Isagi and Kiora are finally eliminated from the board. IQ and Gagamao are still in this for the defensive pattern. Offense-wise, it's still Chigori at the top with 95, barely edging out Kunagami, and speed-wise as well, as Chigori's dominating there. Now when we get to Seishio Nagi, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at Nagi. I know he's eliminated and everything, but the best part is none of his stats actually. He's the one person who doesn't have a single stat that surpasses what we have. So yeah, he just didn't do anything for us. So I'm gonna just move over. We're still at a 94. Now we're talking Shorei Barou. He has improved our shooting to a 96 and is tied with Chigori for offense at 95 right now. Speed still goes to Chigori. IQ and Gagamao are still tied for defense with their lives on the line. And Rail is still our best passer, with Bachira being our best dribbler. And we're still at a 94. But now we improve to a 96, as now finally all our stats are in 90s departments, as Charles Chevalier has brought our passing from an 89 to a 97. So we're finally in that department, and our overall now is a 96. Barou still dominates offense and shooting, with Chigori tied with Barou in offense and Chigori dominating the shooting. IQ and Gagamao still with defense, and Bachira with the dribbling. And Alexis Ness doesn't change anything, as he just has the same passing feats as Charles, as they're both 97, so we're still at a 96. Just that now Charles is tied with Ness for passing. And now, goodbye IQ, goodbye Gagamao, as Donnie Lorenzo has come to take over the stat book, as he gives us a 99 in defense, which means we have Ness and Charles still tied at passing for 97, which is not going to change. Bachira at dribbling for 95, and seeing how Bachira was the best dribbler in the NEL from the non-pros, I'm pretty sure it's staying the same. Shooting wise, it's still Barou. Offense wise, it's still Barou and Chigori timed with each other, and then Chigori is there for a speed, which I doubt anyone's stopping him. And we're still at a 96. And the final person who is not a pro on this list is Michel Kaiser. He has improved our offense and shooting from 95 and 96 to a 96 in offense, and shooting is now a 98. Bachira remains the final person for dribbling. Ness and Charles still tie for passing. Defense is in Lorenzo's hands, and Chigori is a 98. So this brings our total overall to a 97 overall. Very close to 100. We could have done a bit more. The lowest stat we had was dribbling. Everything else was higher than that. So crazy. We only had 199, which was in defense. If we really wanted to give 100 overall, we could just put Chris Prince's fraud stats here. I'm calling him a fraud because no way is he considering himself 100 in defense, but he's getting smoked by Otoya. Like, come on, bro. I know he bodied Kaiser similar to how Lorenzo was doing him, but like, come on, Chris. You really want to call yourself 100? But if you guys want to glaze Chris Prince and put his stats in here, we can give ourselves 100. But without that, we're having to consider ourselves a 97. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Hope you all stay blessed. Peace out.